Hey, this is Evan with Octaneandelectrons. We're going to take a look at my Suzuki GT 750 Le Mans or Water Buffalo. It's a 1972 model. And I'm putting this bike up for sale, so this video is for that, but also just to talk about it and show the bike because they're pretty unique and very cool. So we'll do some walk around close-ups. This bike definitely has had a replacement seat cover. It's missing the GT 750 printing, but nice cover, nicely done. Just put brand new tires on it. And rear shocks are fairly old, but they're still in decent shape. Nice 3 into 4 exhaust. Chrome is pretty good, but plenty of dings and dents and stuff. So this bike is not restored by any means. It's a good rider. I've done a ton of work to make it mechanically reliable, but some parts are hard to find for this, and like I said, it's certainly not restored. Good brakes in the rear drum is in nice shape, good pads, there's good shoes back there, chain and sprockets are in nice shape. When I bought this bike, it had a pod filter conversion. I do not have the airbox. It's jetted well for the pods, so didn't see any reason to change them. Rebuilt carburetors, all new gaskets, jets cleaned, all that stuff. The intake boots are cracked and they're very hard to find and very expensive when you can find them. I just use black silicone. They're already, like I said, they're already cracked, so I just figured I'd make them last and keep them working. And they do work fine, no leaks, but they're not pretty, as you can see. Cable's in good shape. Center carb still drips a little bit of gas, no matter how many times I have cleaned it, checked it, new gaskets. There's nothing obvious I can find, but it still drips a little bit. Suzuki oil injection pump works perfectly right there. Cable's good. Replaced all the hoses. All the rubber was pretty old and crusty on this bike, so everything's been replaced with new hoses. They're not original, but I could not find originals anywhere, so but all the rubber was replaced, fuel lines and every hose, including the, I forget what they call it, but the oil return lines down here at the bottom of the cylinders that balance the oil return or whatever. Charging system works well, still has the original charging system. Resealed all the covers, side covers, clutch adjustment, all that stuff. Kickstart works great. Trans doesn't drip any oil. The major work this needed was a new water pump, and that was very expensive and time consuming, but has a brand new water pump in it, a rebuilt from Nick Lowe in the UK, and works great. Not cheap, but necessary on these bikes. Nice original paint. You can see plenty of imperfections where it's been touched up. And like I said, this bike was a rider. It's got, oh look, I think like 32,000 miles on it, and it's been maintained and ridden most of its life. Pretty cool. It has the original owner, it's hard to read, but the original owner's name, Lynn something, is engraved here, as well as Butte, Montana, which is very cool. Guy engraved his name into the cylinder head probably a very long time ago, and his address and all, which you probably can't read and I don't want to share, but I looked him up. The guy is unfortunately no longer alive, but very cool. Must have been his bike to begin with. Resealed the thermostat outlet there. All fresh coolant, fresh trans oil. Rebuilt the forks, new seals and oil because they were leaking. Front drum, the dual-sided drum works great, which is very cool. Part of the 72, the J model, had these vented dual, two separate drum brakes basically in the front hub. Very cool. So 2 cables to activate it. It's a really interesting setup. Works great. Gator's in nice shape. Turn signal's in nice shape. I could not find good original seals for the crossovers. So you can see there's the crossovers that connect the exhaust pipes. And I used O-rings that looked like they were the right shape, but no matter what I do, I get some exhaust leaking in those. So you'll hear it when I start it. I'm gonna keep working on it, see if I can get them to seal better, but the pipes have some like, they're not bad, but they must be tweaked a little bit or something. The bike doesn't seem to have been down, but no matter what I do, when I tighten everything up, you cannot get the pipes to center perfectly. So we'll see. I'm gonna keep working on it, see if I can get them, but there's always some smoke and exhaust leak from the crossovers there. Can probably be made better with more fine tuning, but doesn't hurt anything, but you'll hear the exhaust noise. Tank's nice on this side. The Suzuki lettering, paint is in good shape. Some scratches here. Oh, well, I just noticed. If you can see, the crossover looks like it's actually come out right there, which is probably most of the noise. Yep, see that right there? Okay, well, we'll tighten that up. Petcock's good, doesn't leak. Head gasket's certainly been replaced, so the head's been off. 30-some thousand miles, I'd expect it's probably had rings or something done, but it runs great. I didn't take it apart to check that. Crank seal seem in great shape. Haven't found anything that indicates a problem there. Trying to see what else. Rebuilt the starter clutch inside because it was slipping badly, and looked like I didn't clean the oil off of here. So yeah, slipping starter clutch. I rebuilt that, all the internals, and had a crack in the gear in the gear that the starter clutch engaged or is attached to. So I replaced that. Found a used good one on eBay. Replaced that. So starter works great now. Fixed quite a bit of the wiring that was in bad shape. Replaced a fuse up there instead of the old glass fuse, because some of the wiring was pretty old and not in great shape on this. So I cleaned that all up. Replaced oh, what else? I'm trying to think. Well, I did condensers and points inside, so ignition's great, still running the triple point setup, all works great. Cooling fan works well, gauges work well. So yeah, really cool, really unique bike. Like I said, pipes are in nice shape, plenty of dings and scratches in the chrome and stuff, but they work well. Man, I can't believe I missed that. That's a bummer. Well, I will certainly tighten that up, but anyways, we won't let that prevent finishing a video here. Okay, top of the tank's in nice shape. Here's the coolant fill. Gas cap works well. Tank's in nice shape. No rust inside. Controls work well. I feel like these mirrors are not original. Did not look up what originals would look like, but they don't seem right for this year. Light controls work well. Choke. Gauges work well. No problems up here. Functionally, 31,700 miles. The what am I thinking? The tachometer was cracked. I glued it together. It fell apart. It was completely cracked. So I've glued it back together. I couldn't find replacement lens for it, so it's not pretty, but the gauge is unharmed. It's just the shell and the plastic lens. So bummer, but again, not easy to find part. Let's go ahead and fire it up. So key on, choke. So this is a cold start. I haven't started it in days. Major exhaust leak there I was talking about, so I'll certainly sort that out. Oh, let me get my camera turned around. Kickstarter a shot. Get it off the choke, let it warm up a bit, and working real well. So again, these are very cool Suzuki 2-stroke triple water-cooled motor, chain drive. Really excellent bike. A lot of fun to ride. So anyways, hope you like it. It is for sale in Fort Collins, Colorado, and let me know what you think.